Hey retro gaming fans, ever feel like you could conquer the world on four wheels? Not a car, not a tank, I'm talking about a skateboard. That's right, today we're going to grind our way back to 1989 and check out 720 Degrees on the NES. It's got ramps, it's got rad moves, and it's got a whole lot of, well, questionable design choices if I'm being honest. Buckle up because we're about to ollie straight into a classic. But before we get into that, I'd like to apologize for my absence for the last 4 or 5 weeks. My capture PC decided it no longer wanted to work, so I've had to scramble around to find a way to capture the footage for these videos, but I do have it sorted out now. I'd also like to thank Neil Moore for sponsoring this video on Patreon. Neil has made a generous $25 a month donation, and as such, he gets listed as a video sponsor. So thank you so much, Neil. I really appreciate your support. Now let's get back into the video. First things first, 720 Degrees is a port of a 1986 arcade hit from Atari. Back in the day, this game gobbled up more quarters than a laundromat on a Saturday morning. But does the NES version hold up? Spoiler alert, kinda? You play as a skateboarding dude who's tasked with mastering 4 different skate park events: the ramp, the downhill, the slalom, and the jump. Your goal? Rack up points, earn tickets, and avoid the ever-looming skate or die warning. That's right, if you take too long, the game straight up sicks a swarm of bees on you. Forget about game over, it's bee over. Now the graphics in this game are serviceable. The NES could only handle so much, so don't expect ideal, lifelike Tony Hawk vibes here. But the game is colorful and the bustling town gives off major Paperboy energy. When it comes to the sound, the music is delightfully funky, though it does get a bit repetitive, but at least it's not trying to convince you it's a full-blown rock concert like Skate or Die did. Next, let's talk about the controls because they're a ride of their own. On the arcade machine, you had this rad 360 joystick that made pulling off the moves a breeze, but on the NES, not so much. The D-pad tries its best, but you're going to find yourself accidentally hugging the walls more than a nervous teenager at the prom. Really, this is the kind of game that the NES Advantage controller was made for. And don't even get me started on the momentum. Turning feels like you're steering a runaway shopping cart. By comparison, California games nailed the skateboarding mechanics way better. But hey, who needs fluid motion when you've got pixelated bees chasing you, right? Once you get used to the physics in the game though, there is some real fun to be had. The variety of events keeps things fresh, and nailing a perfect run does feel super rewarding. Once I managed to get all the way through the downhill without falling, and it was amazing. It's like the NES said, here's your skateboard, now suffer. But in a fun way. Plus, earning cash to upgrade your gear adds a nice level of progression. Better boards means better stats, which means fewer faceplants. It's a win-win. Compared to other skateboarding games of the era, 720 Degrees is pretty unique. While Skate or Die focused on the wild antics and exaggerated tricks, 720 Degrees leans more into the competitive arcade experience. And sure, California games had the half-pipe magic, but it lacked the open-world exploration and looming terror of insect-based annihilation. But for those looking for a pure, fluid skating experience, 720 Degrees can be very frustrating. It's like trying to pull off a kickflip with bricks strapped to your feet. Sometimes it's just easier to pop in Excitebike and call it a day. So, is 720 Degrees worth your time? If you're a sucker for nostalgia, arcade vibes, or punishing difficulty, then absolutely. Just be prepared for a bit of a learning curve. And by learning curve, I mean face planting into fences repeatedly. But hey, that's the retro gaming charm, right? It's challenging, it's colorful, and it's a prime example of how developers squeezed every pixel of fun out of that 8-bit NES hardware. Now I'd like to hear from you guys. Have you ever braved the mean streets of 720 degrees? Or do you have a favorite skateboarding game from back in the day? Let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed this trip down memory lane, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to NES Chronicles. Hit that notification bell so you never miss another retro gaming review. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep running, keep jumping, and keep gaming. I'm out.